Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into a deep, analytical dive of a super familiar tune that, let's be honest, is probably playing in your living room right now. It's the Hindi Cocomelon song, You Kehna. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, I just want to speak directly to all the caregivers tuning in. The parents, the grandparents, older siblings, teachers, and nannies. We see you. We see your incredibly hard work. You're literally the unseen engines running the world. So today, we're going to break down exactly how much you do, all through the lens of this surprisingly thoughtful children's song. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. मैं चाहे जो भी कर लूं, आपके बिना नहीं मुमकिन. Whatever I do, it's impossible without you. You know, if you didn't know the context, you'd probably think this was a line from some epic romance or a profound piece of classic literature, right? But actually, this captures the core thesis of the song we're breaking down today. It is a massive emotional hook. Right out of the gate, this track perfectly encapsulates that absolute, undeniable reliance a child has on their caregiver. It completely sets the stage for a journey of deep, articulated gratitude. Section 1. The Magic of Thank You. Building Emotional Intelligence. It's so easy for us as adults to just kind of dismiss children's media as, catchy tunes, bright colors, and simple rhymes designed to keep kids occupied while we make a cup of coffee. But what's actually happening in high-quality programming like this is the active modeling of emotional intelligence. Take the line, thank you for all things, or thank you, sari cheezon ke liye. I absolutely have to enthusiastically emphasize the catchy repetition here. It's not just a fun melody, it's a deliberate pedagogical tool. Kids' brains just thrive on rhythm and repetition. By repeating this phrase over and over, the song builds this rhythmic foundation of gratitude. It's teaching children that saying thank you isn't just reserved for, say, big birthday gifts or special occasions. It's a mindset. It's an attitude applied to all things, every single little micro-interaction they have with you throughout the day. So the crucial point here is that the song doesn't just leave it at some vague sense of appreciation. Nope, it breaks that gratitude down into specific, actionable categories. We're looking at 4 core pillars of care outlined in the lyrics: teaching, playing games, feeding, and singing. And this gives us our roadmap for understanding the deep, multifaceted appreciation embedded in these verses. So let's take a closer look at how each of these pillars actually functions. Section 2. Learning and playing together. Fostering cognitive development. Now, this is where we transition from a general sense of thanks into acknowledging the specific cognitive development and intellectual engagement that caregivers provide on a daily basis. It's a massive, incredibly important job that honestly often just looks like simple fun from the outside. The lyrics explicitly state how much you do. And let's be real, if you've ever spent a full day caring for a toddler, you know this is the absolute truth. I really want to take a second to reflect on this lyric because it actively validates the exhausting but deeply rewarding reality of caregiving. It's actually kind of a rare moment in media to see the sheer volume of effort, the boundless patience, and the massive amount of physical energy adults pour into just a single day of a child's life recognized like this. And this brilliantly illustrates a vital concept in early childhood development. The song explicitly pairs the formal idea of "you teach me" with the active idea of "you play games and teach." It beautifully balances direct instruction with the absolutely critical concept of learning through play. The song recognizes that when you're down on the floor building blocks, doing a puzzle, or playing hide and seek, you aren't just passing the time. You're not just entertaining a child. You are actively teaching them spatial awareness, problem solving, and basically how the whole world works. Section 3. Presence, food, and love, the foundation of trust. So, moving from intellectual play into the realm of survival and emotional security, this is where the true, unbreakable foundation of trust between a child and a caregiver is really built and cemented. I want to pose this question directly to you. Why is just being there so incredibly important? Think about it from a developmental standpoint for a second. In a world that's completely new, overwhelmingly large, and sometimes honestly quite scary to a child, what does the physical and emotional presence of an adult actually accomplish? Well, the song answers that question perfectly with this powerful lyric, "Coming when I call." This, right here, is literally the cornerstone of attachment theory, all wrapped up in a simple nursery rhyme. It highlights the profound foundational security a child feels, knowing that when they use their voice, their caregiver is going to respond. It's not just about getting immediate physical help, right? It's about the psychological safety of knowing they're heard, they're valued, and they are never truly alone. And that secure base is exactly what allows them to confidently explore the world. And it goes way beyond just showing up when called.
The lyrics deliberately pair the action of singing with a verbal affirmation, saying, I love you. Notice how the song models caregivers building a really warm, intentional, emotional environment? It's combining the soothing, auditory comfort of a familiar song with explicit, unconditional verbal love. This dual approach, the singing and the saying, is exactly how a child's internal emotional landscape is nurtured and strengthened.
And then we get to the most fundamental pillar of them all, you feed us. This represents the ultimate act of physical care and sustenance. It brings this incredible ripple effect of gratitude right down into the most basic, essential daily routine. Whether it's pureeing vegetables, cutting sandwiches into fun little shapes, or just managing to get dinner on the table after an exhaustingly long day, the song elevates this everyday, mundane task to an act worthy of deep, mindful gratitude. Mealtime isn't just about calories, It's about providing life and providing care.
Section 4. Impossible without you. Absolute dependence.
Okay, so now we can weave all these daily acts of teaching, playing, comforting, and feeding right back into the song's ultimate developmental message. The song circles back, repeating the sentiment, how much you do. But notice the slight variation in weight here. We've just spent all this time breaking down those specific pillars. So now, looking at the vast scope of the caregiver's daily contributions, this repeated phrase hits with so much more impact. It serves as a reminder to the child, and frankly, it's a beautiful reminder to the adult listening too, that caregiving is this multifaceted, all-encompassing, truly heroic role. Now, what's really interesting here is how this brings us full circle right back to our opening hook. Whatever I do, it is impossible without you. All the teaching, the games, the feeding, and that constant reassuring presence, they all culminate in this profound realization of absolute dependence and immense gratitude. It's just a beautiful, honest expression of vulnerability from the child's perspective. It deeply acknowledges that their entire world and their ability to safely grow within it rests entirely on the shoulders of their caregiver. Which brings us to the end of our explainer. We've seen the incredible emotional intelligence and structured gratitude modeled in Thank You Kehna. So I want to leave you with a final thought to carry with you. How will you help the children in your life say thank you today? How can you take these specific concepts, recognizing the teaching, the playing, the feeding, and the presence, and apply them to your real-life routines to foster that same deep sense of appreciation? Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you next time.